In this interview, Odd speaks with author and avid pop culture nerd, Allison Church. Though you might find her work under a different name, Allison is transitioning. Most of her work you'll find under the name Donald Allen Kirsch. She has been publishing books since 2010. She is a horror and science fiction writer. Though she packs in some weighty and wonderful life lesson between the prose.
All right. Are you ready to play interview roulette?
Sure.
Well, we're going to, whether you are. All right. So before we started our interview, I had you pick 5 numbers randomly off the top of your head, and I've transposed the questions over. The first one, what is something that you don't mind paying more money for?
Good food.
What's your go-to? What's your favorite cuisine?
A ribeye steak, mashed potatoes, and usually French almondine green beans.
All right. Now the real question, how do you take your steak?
Medium rare.
Good girl. What are 3 of your favorite music venues in the world? Either ones that you've been to or ones that you hope to see before you die.
I would like to see Lindsey Sterling in concert because that woman plays a violin like I have never seen anybody play a violin.
I said venues. That's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind getting an extra answer out of you, but I just wanted to make sure you heard me.
Classical. I like classic rock from the 50s and the 60s. Not that the 70s weren't a great decade. Usually when I'm into writing, I like listening to John Williams and the movie soundtracks, so I can get that dun, 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 that stuff. It inspires me. It fuels my mind's eye to make my own little thing that hopefully one day someone will use when they are inspired.
I'm going to ask the question again. Venue, places, concert halls.
I'm kind of a nerd. I stay at home a lot, but I would like to go to the Hollywood Bowl.
I got you there.
I would like to go to the Hollywood Bowl because when I was a kid and I lived in Los Angeles, we would mess around. Me and my friends would mess around outside of it when it was closed. We didn't dare go in because they had SWAT teams and stuff, crap like that. I would like to go to the Grand Ole Opry. I'm not much of a country and western fan, but there's a lot of history there. I would like to go there. I'd like to go to Carnegie Hall because that's where I understand all the practice is.
At least 3 of them.
Yes, but when it comes to going to an actual place, the place itself doesn't really hold the magic for me. It's the music or the performer that holds it for me. And usually when someone asks me a question like that, I do kind of break the rules and I go right to the performer themselves. And I like almost all music. I don't like rap. It's not that I don't have anything against it. It just never went up my skirt.
I like hip hop more than rap.
Yeah, that's a little more fun.
Yeah, hip hop has more of a message.
And the other one's just syncopated hate to a 3/4 count.
Yeah, pretty much. Homogenized and packaged in a studio to sell on the radio.
Yeah. But it's kind of like I don't go out much. And when I do, I'm one of those people. I still shop like a guy. When I go to the store, I go to a direct beeline with what I'm getting. I might browse every now and then. I'm starting to appreciate browsing, but I want to just get in and out.
Yeah, my wife hates that about me. She's like, let's go window shopping. And I'm like, why?
We don't need windows.
Yeah. We don't have the money to even think about window shopping for anything. Why? Like, it's just, my brain is logic. If we have money, then we can think about spending it. If we don't have the money, then there's no reason to think about spending it because we don't have it. And she's like, well, what if when we do? And I'm like, we'll worry about that then. Yeah.
Yeah, we will. That's one of the things I like about being who I am. been on both sides of the street. So I got the best of both worlds when it comes to trying to ration things out. I mean, I hate sports, but I understand why people yell at their television screen and stuff like that.
Yep, I've yelled at Doctor Who.
Oh, who hasn't? I want Captain Jack to come back more. He's my favorite character.
Yeah. Well, he had his own spinoff there for a little bit.
Yeah, Torchwood.
Yep.
And I loved it too. It was okay. But if they ever do a movie about Elon Musk, John Barrowman's agent better push him because he looks almost like him.
Yeah. I think he's too tall, though. I think they'd have to do some funny camera stuff to make him look the right height.
Then he'd have to work on that accent.
Well, Elon only has that accent when he wants to, anyways.
He can want whatever he wants. He's like a gazillion billionaire.
Right. All right. If you could learn any language fluently, which one would you choose?
Japanese.
Yeah. Why?
Mm-hmm. I like that culture. I like the way and the inflection of how they talk. I mean, when you watch the movies, it's like it's fascinating to me when I'm watching the idiosyncrasies of the people around these people. And this guy only goes, huh. And inside that grunt, there's like a million English words that they just said in that one little passage. It's like when I was watching Godzilla movies when I was a kid, their mouth is going yada 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 in the middle of it. Okay, that's cool. Yada 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 yada. What are they saying in the yadas?
Right. Kind of like with the Squid Games, how the translation from Korean into English drops so much context.
Yes, and I've always wanted to go to Japan. And I've always thought that the Japanese would like my particular style of horror. And I'm one of those people that believe that it's good manners before you go to another country to at least try to grasp their language.
Yeah, I actually spoke with a podcaster who is a translator, and he said that, because I brought that up too, because that's my mindset. I don't want to go to another country where I can't at least attempt to get by. And he said, well, the thing that you find out is when you travel outside the US, that a lot of other countries, they do speak English and they don't mind teaching the new people. If you genuinely have an interest in trying to learn, they don't mind you fumbling a little bit. You know, they don't mind teaching you, and they do have respect for those that are trying. So yeah, I'm with you. If you're going to a different country, you should at least figure out how to ask where the bathroom is.
Yeah. And besides, when I was a kid, one of my huge geekdoms was I loved the Godzilla, the Gamera, and all the other monster movies that they put out. And it's kind of cool to know the backdrop story of them. It's like they were trying in their own way to, rage against the machine, and also about the things that happened to their country in the 40s and all that. And it's a deep subject, and I like the way that they took something that was horrific, in some cases absurdly silly, and entertained generations of their own children. Not to mention me.
Yeah. If you became president, what would be the first law you'd pass?
Well, I would honestly suggest, because I honestly have read the Constitution, and the president can't make a law. It has to go through the body of Congress and then be ratified by the Senate. But if I could.
Yeah, there is the executive order that can.
Yeah. That's a hard question. There's a lot of things I would like to do, but ideologically, I'd have to put transgenders with the Civil Rights Act because it's not specifically listed in there. And I've felt that ugly side of humanity. I've actually been assaulted several times. One was a group of 3 guys that were seriously thinking about punching my ticket. They bent the paper a little, but they didn't punch it because, as I tell people, I speak softly, but I know Aikido. And I wish that there was a way that we could educate our children in a way to understand that the diversity of humanity is what makes humanity what it is.
I agree. All right, the last one for interview roulette. If you could secretly look through the email of any person currently alive, whom would it be?
Oh, Elon Musk, because I want to know what kind of deep, dark secrets that man's hiding from the world. Or Bezos, one of those kind of people. I'd like to know the true nature of the monster that's trying to smile at us and say, buy my stuff.
All right, Allison, I want to thank you so much. You have been an absolute joy to speak to.
It's been fun. If you need me to come back, just ask.
I will want you to come back. That's better than needing you to come back.
I had fun.